And I know you're a snow girl as well.
Growing up in Calgary, tons of skiing, ice hockey. So moving here for us, Mammoth was, the next foray. So that's been an interesting project as well. We bought and remodeled a 1962 derelict A-frame during COVID. So it was a cool project.
Hey, this is Greg Geilman from DOMO Real Estate, and today I'm really excited to be here with Natalie Keelan, superstar real estate agent.
Happy to be here too. It's nice to finally get a chance to sit down and talk.
Yeah, so why real estate?
Honestly, I kind of fell into it. It's one of those things I've done for friends for years, helped them out with property. And when we lived overseas, it was a big passion for both my husband and I. So it seemed like a natural progression after we settled here in the South Bay and bought our own home and really became super interested in real estate here.
You've lived all over the world, yeah? Mm-hmm. So you've selected this place over, where else have you been?
Well, we lived in Central America in Belize for about 4 years. In Belize, I was managing a resort. In Hong Kong, my husband and I started up a business in Bali and jointly ran that for about 10 years before we sold it, just before COVID. And then when it became time for us to move, my girls started to get a little older. We started looking at various places to live, England, Australia, New Zealand, just kept getting pulled back to North America for family reasons, and then having started to spend a little bit more time in Manhattan and Hermosa, just loved this area. Between the school districts, the beach, just the proximity to everything, it felt like such a fit. So we bought a 55 bungalow in the Riviera and took it down to the studs. So that's kind of a side passion, something that I love, which also kind of led me into real estate as well. The idea of, possibly buying, flipping homes, that type of thing, but we keep buying them and not wanting to sell them, so it's not working well.
How does that benefit your clients, your experience in flipping and tearing things down to the studs?
I think it's been really helpful. I mean, here in the South Bay, a lot of homes, so there's a big mix. You have the fully remodeled ones, you've got some that have been slightly updated in the 80s, 90s, and then you've got the original 1955 bungalow. And I think it's helpful because I've been there, I've seen it, I've done it, I've gone through the whole process, and I understand how hard it is and how expensive it can be. So it's been really helpful, with past clients. I can think of some last year that bought in Avenue F, and they started off wanting something ready to go and couldn't find what they wanted. And we slowly worked into finding something that was going to be a project for them. Actually brought in our contractor who we used. He met with them, and I think it's helpful to have firsthand experience.
I've been really impressed just watching your first couple years in real estate and your what I would call meteoric career so far. You've really, really done a great job. What do you attribute your success to?
Honestly, probably just the team. Having people there to support my 1,000,001 questions, having mentors that I know I can call at any time of day. I don't think that, at least the first couple of deals that I did last year, my first few, really would have been able to kind of close had I not had the ability to tap into everyone else's knowledge. So yeah, that's probably the biggest thing.
I think you're being kind of humble. I think, of course, it's nice to have support and great mentors around you, but there's something about you I think that clients really just connect with.
I don't know. I think I'm pretty honest. I don't want someone to do something that they don't want to do, and I think that almost maybe fights a little bit of your typical real estate stereotype, make a sale and just kind of shove a property down someone's throat. I really truly think it's one of the biggest purchases you ever make in your life. And it's also sometimes the fastest purchase. I mean, I feel like I spent more time picking out shoes than I did my first home. Well, you're in a house for 15 minutes, you look at it, you think, oh, I like it, and you buy it, and then you sleep in it for the first time after you own it, and I think I'm always very aware of that.
And you can't return it like you can a pair of shoes.
I mean, it would be great if you could have a little trial and spend a night in your home before you buy it. And I think I never want people to feel pushed, and I always want them to feel like they can say no. And I hope that comes across, the honesty and trust. I also really like houses, and I like what I do, and I think that maybe comes across as well. Like, I honestly believe this is one of the best places in the world to live.
Do you have any hobbies outside of real estate?
Probably one of my biggest passions right now is just being outside. We have a second home in Mammoth, and I just love skiing, hiking, exploring the Nevadas. As the girls get older, it's also been really great. We've got them out on some pretty significant hikes. They'll be doing some outback camping this year, which is great. We're hoping to get them into doing some sections of the bigger hikes up through Yosemite. So that's definitely a passion. I love entertaining. That's been a big thing with, having all this amazing weather, is being able to open the house up, have the neighbors over, pool parties, that type of thing. So
love it. Well, this is a lot of fun. Thanks so much for coming out and chatting.
Yeah, it's been great. Thanks so much.
How can people find you if they wanted to connect?
Probably the best way is just to give me a call, send me an email, or I am on Instagram at Natalie Keelan, which is another great way to get a hold of me.
All right, thanks so much.
Yeah, absolutely.